Elly. Today I'm going to read you a story, track, and games. Are you ready? Yeah! Dave threw his bag on the floor as he returned home from school. His mother called him for a hot lunch, but she found him searching for something in his room. "What are you looking for?" his mom asked. "Where's my Xbox remote?" Dave asked angrily. "Dave, forget the remote and eat your food first." "I'm not going to eat it again," replied his mom angrily. "No, I want my remote. I will eat later." Dave found the remote and started to play on his Xbox. While Dave was playing on his Xbox, his mom called his dad to sort out the matter. "You need to talk to Dave. He's not eating his food and is playing on his Xbox again. Why did you buy that for him?" She exploded on the phone. "Calm down. I'll talk to him when I get back. Just keep the food on the table. He will eat when he gets hungry," replied his dad. Dave's mom kept the food on the table and left for her clinic. Dave's parents had been annoyed with him for the past year. He had grown so video games that he would not eat, study, or do anything else. His mom felt ignored because her son had stopped talking to her. Before his dad had bought the game, they used to spend hours talking to each other, and now her son didn't have a minute for her. "I'm tired of his video games. You have to do something." His mom asked his dad, "What do you want me to do?" "You remember when we hit the games, he found them and started playing behind our backs. We didn't even catch on for a month because he would hide them back where they had been kept," his dad said helplessly. "You're right. When I hid them on the upper shelf of the cupboard, he stole my phone to play games on it, and to avoid returning the phone to me, he fooled several of my patients by telling them that I was sick. I don't know what to do with this boy," his mom cited. "How are his grades in school?" his dad asked, fearing that he might not get a very good answer. "Horrible! All he does at the school is look at the window. He doesn't do well in sports. His teacher told me he doesn't talk to anyone, his friends, and complain that he never plays with them, neither at school nor at home, and his eyes have become weaker. His health has been affected the most. Many times I found him struggling with headaches because of the strain of his eyes," replied his mom. "Do you think we should send him to a boarding school? Maybe that would teach him a little discipline." "No, I don't want my son to be away from me," his mom said in a panic. "Oh no, we'll just send him for 6 months until he realizes his mistake. But don't tell him. I'll say that he's being sent away forever," proposed his dad. "Okay, if you say so," his mom agreed sadly. Dave's parents went to his room to drop the bomb on him. As usual, they found him busy playing Subway Surf on his dad's mobile phone. "Dave, we need to talk," and his dad firmly. "Wait, I need to collect these gold coins." "Yeah, we are sending you to boarding school." What? Dave dropped the phone from his hand in shock. But why? What have I done? Dave asked, feeling confused. You spend all your time playing games. You hardly study or pay attention to us. You don't want to know anything about us. You need to be disciplined. Answer his dad. But I pay attention of both of you. You work in an office and Mom, well, I think you work in a parlor. A parlor? I work in a clinic. You didn't know what your parents do. His mom shouted at him, shocked that her son didn't know her occupation. No, I do know. I was right about that. I just forgot about your job. Dave tried to save himself. That's it. Pick your bags. His parents ordered him and left the room. The next day, they headed to boarding school. In the next town, during the car ride, Dave kept quiet as he knew that there was nothing he could do that. Quiet and say. During car, Dave kept quiet as he knew that there was nothing he could say that would change his parents' decision. So he had decided to keep quiet and not say a word. Why isn't he talking to us? His dad asked his mom. He's giving us the silent treatment. His mom replied, what do you mean? He thinks if he won't talk to us, we might change our decisions. Just drive. This is going to go on for a long time. After about 2 hours of keeping silence, Dave wanted to scream at his parents for torturing him, but he controlled his anger and kept quiet. After another silent hour, they finally reached the boarding school. Okay, let's take out his bags first. His dad said, Dave, it's time for you to get out of the car. Dave did not move an inch. Don't make me force you. Now, get out. His dad looked at him in anger. Dave got out of the car and his parents introduced him to Mr. Alfred, the dean of the school. Dave, listen to me, be a good boy, make new friends and play some sports, and then if we see you're improving, we'll take you back home, okay? Said his mom. Okay, Mom, replied Dave. I love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. His mom hugged him. She had tears in her eyes. Dave's parents walked to the car, leaving him with the dean. Mr. Alfred introduced Dave to all those teachers. He showed them his room and also introduced him to his roommate Ryan. He told Ryan to take care of Dane and return to his office. So why did you come here? Ryan asked. Ryan asked Dave. What do you mean? Dave sounded confused. I mean, why have your parents sent you here? Ryan clarified his question. They don't like me playing video games all the time, Dave answered. But why? That must be not the only reason. Maybe it's because my eyes have become weaker and I almost failed my last exams. How long do you play every day? Ryan asked curiously. Almost all day long, except for when I'm at school. That's too much. I'm sure if you played had played less, then you wouldn't have suffered so much. But I love video games. I don't want to stop playing them. Let's go to the game room. I'll show you something, proposed Ryan. Ryan and Dave went to the game room where many boys were playing different types of games. The game room had all the kids of games, video games, biking, and dancing DJ. They looked at all of these and jumped with joy. What place is this? Dave looked shockingly at the game everywhere. Mr. Alfred made this room for all the students 2 years ago, but I had always heard that the boarding schools were like prisons and they don't allow any kids of fun for kids. Well, if you were listening to that, you should probably have a talk with Mr. Alfred. He will be able to help you understand everything. The next day, Dave saw Mr. Alfred sitting in the garden enjoying the cool morning breeze. Dave walked up to him, hoping he would be able to help him as he had been feeling low and confused. Good morning, Mr. Alfred. Can I talk to you? Oh, hello, son. Yes, sure. Have a seat. Sir, do you know why my parents have sent me here? Oh, yes. They told me about your love for games and how it affected you. I love video games. It's like a whole new world. Also, my parents are always working. I feel ignored. So when I play it, I feel better. It's like a distraction. Many times when they scold me for playing on the Xbox, I feel less if they don't like me. They present his side of the story. Mr. Alfred tapped a hand on Dave's shoulder, and he saw the boy teary-eyed. Son, your parents love you. They work only to be able to give you a better and secure life, so that you don't have to struggle. The reason that they scold you for playing video games is not because of the games or your enjoyment. It's because of the amount of time you spend playing games. That time can be invested in studies, friendships, and outdoor activities. There is no parent in the world who hates seeing their child having fun, but they have a responsibility. They want you to do well in school. They want to see you mingling with other children, and most importantly, they want to see you as a responsible kid who can take care of your health. Good health is very important. If you don't take care of your body now, you will regret it later. The time that you spend playing games has affected your bodies, and that is why your eyes have become weaker. Mr. Alfred tried to talk some sense into Dave. Dave felt bad, realizing how much time he had wasted playing games. Should I stop playing games completely? Yes. No, that is not the answer. Everything you do in excess will cause our patient a distraction. Life is about balance. Strive to maintain of balance. Whatever you do from amusement, make sure it doesn't affect others important areas of your life. Give time to everything. One in school, study actively. One with friends, enjoy with them totally. When at home, be with your parents and get to know more about them, and then out of your routine, make time for your games, and maybe you can even ask your parents to play with you sometimes. When you balance out everything, then you see that you'll be a success everywhere. That is why I've kept the game room so that all my boys learned about balanced life. In spite of Mr. Dog and Mr. Alfred's words, they decided to take a schedule that includes everything. He made time for all that he was supposed to do and all that he'd like to do. He attended his classes, played football. All his new friends spent an hour playing in the game room and gradually started to become a disciplined student. All of his teachers were so happy with his behavior and performance. They couldn't believe that they had been told that he was an undisciplined child. His parents were also happy to hear about his performance. Even they felt proud to himself and was very satisfied with his achievements. After a month, he decided to write a letter to his parents about the talk he had with Mr. Alfred and how it has changed his life. Dave learned an important lesson that year. He learned to listen of breaking additions that embracing life.